I'll try that again. Greetings and welcome to Talk to Me America, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. But later, I'll tell you when. Hello everyone, thank you for being here. I see Vector 117 here, all the way from Australia, the down under. Iceburn! And Pastor Shadley, of course, from the pond. Oh, and Space Private Yvonne. I'll just call him Yvonne from now on. That is kind of a tongue twister. Space Pirate. Welcome. Thank you for clicking on my little acre of the internet today. I hope you guys are all well. I'm doing better. I caught some kind of a cold over the weekend. Still worked through it, but then again, I didn't get my video done. But also, too, I've gotten another opportunity away from the keyboard, which I actually prefer. So my Saturday videos are going to be sporadic at best. Sorry about that. I will always be here on Tuesday, and I will always be here on Thursday. Hand to God, as long as it doesn't take me away, of course. But my other videos are going to be sporadic. I started working on one, and I just kept getting interrupted. Then I got an opportunity. It was like, yeah, I can't pass up that kind of money for what it takes me, or the time it takes me to make a video sometimes. Don't get me wrong, I'm still going to make videos. I still have actually 2 spoof songs in the works. I've written them up now. I just need to work them up. You know, all of that stuff. The script and all of that. Sounds like everything's going well. It's Rick James, bitch! And Mr. So, thank you so much for being here. Alright. And thank you, of course, already for the, what do they call that? Wow! Thank you, Yvonne. Appreciate that. You get one of these. Much, much appreciated. In fact, you didn't even give me a chance to ask. That's so awesome. You guys are so awesome when it comes to that kind of thing. I do appreciate it. I'm no salty cracker, but I'm still saving up for a new chair. I was just about to thank Pastor Shadley and Iceburn for the, excuse me, not Iceburn. Was it Iceburn? Maybe it was Iceburn. No. Yvonne and Pastor Shadley for the library coins. Appreciate it. And of course, the 50 boomers up there. Thank you very much, Yvonne. Appreciate it. So I don't have to go into all of that. I am going to remind everybody that we're doing the roundtables on Tuesday. Roundtable Destruction at Raynoth's channel on Odysee at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, where we do the roundtable. We talk about a bunch of stuff. In fact, I've got 2 more things to add to some of the stuff that before, because we had like 12 people in there this time. I was very honored once again to share the same internet acreage with Axe Truth and Raynoth, and Zom was there for a while. We got wow, I can't remember everybody. Of course, Vector was there. Excuse me. All right. So yes, make sure to come see us at Raynoth's channel for the round table destruction, or what he calls it. It is a destruction. All right. Rick James, condolences, if that's what I'm reading here. May your aunt rest in peace. Maybe she'll party with my sister. There's the schedule. In fact, I'm gonna place that up here later on, because I want to speak to some of the people of Uvalde if they're listening. Maybe you can share this with somebody down there. I am in Texas. I know that some of my listeners are in Texas, but I'll get to that. All right, I think I got everything I can do today. And of course, if I get some phone calls, that'll be great too. Let's see. I am on YouTube and Odysee today. Yes, Bruin Backhand. Welcome, welcome. I am doing very well. I had the sniffles, but I'm better now. So, first off, I want to congratulate Young Ripa. I guess if you guys know who that is, Young Ripa is into big time. He seems like he does a lot of work or reviews on the comics universe, like Marvel and excuse me, and all of those. But I actually enjoyed listening to him because of the fact that he's actually another one that's fighting against this woke nonsense. Because it's infiltrating absolutely everything, including stuff that, just leave shit alone and people are going to keep buying it. That's the whole point of some of this stuff. So, now I'm not a big fan of comics myself. I never have been. I have some in my family. But I am a fan of Ripa because, like I say, I like his attitude. I like the fact that he lives in reality. Even though he likes the fantastical world of Marvel comics and comics and superheroes and things like that, he still actually lives in reality. He talks about more than just comics and superhero movies, but he also lets you know that the once really, really cool comic universe is being taken over by the woke nonsense, just like everything else is. And he claims, and I see some of this too whenever I actually listen to him and watch a movie with my nephews or something like that, that this woke BS is neither within most of the comic books characters' history, nor their personality or their purpose. So, yeah, instead of the swashbuckling and struggling heroes being heroes and taking out the bad guys, they've become obsessed with the heroes' orientations and experimentation with, well, you know the drill, okay? I'm sure you know the drill. I'm sure I've got a few comic fans in my audience here tonight. I know that you guys are all... I know... How many... I just took a shower. I know that... I always look like this. In fact, my brother looks like this too. We've got this really strange thing about our eyes. But that's beside the point. Dark fucking MAGA. What can I tell you? Victor, he just posted something. You gonna take away my people on Jitsi now? Alright, where was I? You interrupted me, Dark fucking MAGA. That's alright. That's what it's here for. Let's see. John Coathanger. Good evening. Welcome to the show. Alright. Well, anyway, he explains that also in this wokeness is being directed to young folks. Of course, who else reads comic books? Now, there's a few old hands that still collect them and everything like that, and they make a lot of money, you know, or they spend a lot of money. I don't know how much money they make. I know that I have a brother-in-law that actually collects comics and stuff like that. He's totally into Star Wars and all of that, but he also loves Spider-Man and Superman and a green something or other. Like I say, I'm not into comics. But nobody's wanting to buy or collect some of this new shit that's coming out, you know, the gay Batman or the buy this one, or I mean, and it's okay, but why not make new characters? Why ruin the old ones for this? Then this was one of his points too. So I used to read the Archies. I don't know if anybody remembers the Archies and such when I was a kid, but the swashbuckling and action adventure, it didn't interest me that much. I read a Spider-Man every once in a while because it had a little bit of romance in it, I guess. I don't know. I was a teenager. I guess sometimes I would read whatever I could get my hands on. But hey, now if they'd have made comic books about rock and roll adventures and stuff like that, I probably would have collected every one of them, except Kiss. Now, I also know the reason why a lot of my audience, even if you're not into comics, know about this is because Salty covered it somewhat last night. With a bit of a different twist, though, because there are a lot of folks that seem to be butthurt over Ripa's success because he's black. Was I hearing that right? Because I was trying to prepare for this show too, and trying to do three things at once, like I usually do when I'm busy. Did anyone else notice that? Because you know, what is that about as far as that goes too? You know, what's wrong with him being successful? I like young Ripa. So, and of course, the fact that he's black, I mean, really? Really? Are they serious about that? Oh, there you go. He was providing the sauce. There you go. Okay. No problem. Rick James, thank you so much. May Ivan's aunt rest in peace with Jesus. Thank God he's still with us supporting freedom, and may the goddess keep spitting fire. Yes, thank you. Yes, okay, I'm sorry, Yvonne. My condolences. Hopefully she's partying with my sister. Iceburn says he'll let out a re for her. Rest in peace, Aunt Yvonne. Or Yvonne's aunt. And thank you so much, Ricky, for the 25 bones. You get one of these. I appreciate it. Yes, he's really black. Yes, I know he's really black. But what my thing was, were people literally butthurt over the fact that he was successful and black? That bothers me, and it boggles my mind. Who cares? Who fucking cares? In fact, I think he deserves it. I've seen his podcast. He's been podcasting for a really long time, and it seems like he's been working his fucking ass off for this. And he's got people that believe in him too. Is that the problem? Rick James says, oh, they're partying all right. Yes, I'm sure that they're probably singing with the angels. So I was going to say, did anyone here care about that? Yes, I know young Ripa is actually black. That's not what I asked. You're silly. You're silly. Space Pirate Yvonne is being silly tonight. So, now, I know that in life, it doesn't matter what anybody does or says. There's always going to be a detractor. There's always going to be some hater. There's always going to be a critic. So I basically ignore the comments or opinions of the classic keyboard warriors on a lot of this stuff when it goes down. Unless, of course, I'm looking for some cheap entertainment on the toilet. But I myself want everybody to be successful, because that to me means that anybody can be successful. So it doesn't bother me. I don't care, as long as you're not hurting others in your success. Okay, so cute, Pastor Chatelet. I like that. Actually, one of the things I really, really like about Odysee is that when you post, you can either post comments in the chat, or you can post memes or gifs or funny things in the chat. So you guys actually help me to entertain my masses, and I appreciate that. Rougarou says, Young Ripa's product is worth what people are paying for it, and they know it will last, and it's quality. Yeah, and it's not, and it doesn't seem like it's woke bullshit either. It actually seems like it's the down-to-earth actual comics that we're used to. The struggle within, the superpowers, whether or not they want to be good or evil, that kind of thing. Whether or not they are actually good or evil. Sometimes there is a conundrum between the two. Sometimes I like the villain more than I like the hero. Prowler, welcome. I have to set my DVR. Yes. Is that going to be a show? I thought it was going to be comic books. Anyway, no matter. I'm sure somebody will do. Thank you, Pastor Chatelet. I love you right back. Jesus loves you too. But, being successful sometimes, it doesn't actually take more sometimes than minding your own business when it comes to just concentrating on what you want, and leave others the fuck alone. Let them do what they're going to do, if they're going to be successful or not. That's on them. You can't predict it, and you can't really do anything other than help or try to detract from it. So, if you believe in someone's work or product or whatever like that, then buy it, share it, support it, and if not, walk on by. Just like, what was her name? Donna Summer? Did Donna Summer say it? No, what was her name that sang that song? Walk on by. All right. Queen of covers here. Okay. And of course, if it's a small business, it's even better. Because at that point, you're helping your community to feed and clothe itself and its children, which is usually why people start small businesses, to help their community. If you don't, just walk on by, scroll on by, dismiss yourself. There's no need to go into any telling people how to do their business. You don't like it, move along. Move along, move along. Also, too, when you're successful, that means that you have literally worked your ass off and concentrated on your own work and your own success. Nobody else has anything to do with it at that point, unless it's your customers. And, of course, you know, the woke bullshit proves over and over and over and over and over and over again that it does nothing but lose money. And so far, as I can tell, from being in business for as long as I have, it's one of the absolute worst business models on the planet. It was never intended. I don't think that you know, there's a time and a place for the activism, and there's spots that you can work activism into, like drawing money and everything like that into it and everything, and make that a business. But combining something, you know, combining business and combining some of this woke stuff, depending on the business, doesn't work. It's, you know, I mean, use your business for activism, all right? But don't expect normal folks to be paying for you to exclude half or more of the population. That's all I'm saying, all right? You've already excluded them, so you pretty much you're not going to make that money. Shouldn't that be Hunter's name? Hunter's face on that one? Buren Baxton says, yeah, that's why his race is an issue with those haters. I don't get it. I don't get it. Aren't these the people that keep telling everybody that we have to support the minorities and all of that? So, we see that Starbucks is learning that lesson the hard way. Of course, they're only closing down a few of their stores, so it probably won't do them much to speak of or whatever like that right now. But I would venture to say that the employees in those 16 locations so far are feeling the pinch. And I'm sure that more will as they go on. I guess they're finding out why some people just shouldn't mix, and why some people are just kind of excluded until they straighten up their act. Because a lot of them, it seems like the people in the minority, one person can ruin or hurt or do something to up to 30, 40 people, depending on what they're doing, what's going on. So yes, you would exclude them when they start hurting people and they start becoming a nuisance, or not even a nuisance, when they become a menace. You start removing those people and helping them if you can. See, now me, I will patronize any business that stays in line with what it is they proclaim to sell. If you're a restaurant, then I expect to hear food and food-related conversations with you and your employees. Now, they're even better if they do some kind of charity work, especially for children, things like that. But it's not a prerequisite. And I don't expect it to be your entire business if you're a restaurant. But if you're political at all, or you have an openly gun-free zone, I'm going to pass. One, I'm not paying for political lecture or ideology because I'm hungry and probably about to be grumpy or cranky. And two, the latter to me is just dangerous, and you've just invited criminals to take advantage of you and me, and I'm not going to put myself nor my family in that position. So, Johnny Coathanger says, in other news, watch your food or additive listing, as acheta is cricket powder. ACHETA. Acheta is cricket powder. So, okay, so are you saying that they take crickets and put them like in a what do they call that thing? A mortar pestle? Or freeze dry them and do that? I mean, how does that work? Let me know how that works. Let us know how that works. I'm very, very curious. Thank you again, Pastor Chatelet, for the library coins. Iceburn. Yes, that sounds very, very strategic of you, or as Bugs Bunny would say, nice tragedy. He says, when I did play LARP, I always picked chaotic good, chaotic natural, and chaotic evil. Way more interesting when no one really knows your plans, but you know theirs. And actually, that's what surprises me about how we deal with the left sometimes. We know exactly what they're going to do every time they do it. Especially now, they've been doing the same shit over and over and over. We should be able to counteract that, but I'm going to show you something later where I found a young lady that has a really good idea when it comes to that right there. Yes, vote with your dollar, definitely. Vote with your dollar there, Rougarou. That's how I do it. In fact, I remember my sister had something on her bucket list. This was about 5 or 6 years ago. She wanted to take me to the Bette Midler concert. I told her, I said, okay, I'll go with you, because I wanted to spend time with my sister. We hadn't done anything in a while. Her husband didn't want to go, but he had bought those tickets for her birthday, and of course they were uber expensive. We had the nosebleed seats. And I let her know then, because that was about the time when Bette Midler started tweeting bullshit and being really crude and really really political and very, very left-wing, very, very hateful. She's one of the ones that perpetuates a lot of this crapola that you hear going out there, these celebrities and everything like that. So I told my sister, I said, I will go with you on one condition. And she asked me what that was. Because, you know, we went out to dinner, and it was a girls' night out. It was great. In fact, it's one of the things I remember vividly, and probably will remember for the rest of my life now. But I told her, I said, one thing, if she starts getting political, or if she starts getting nasty, with regards to, like, the way she tweets and everything like that, I'm walking out. My sister told me, she says, well, do you want me to take someone else? I said, no, I don't mind seeing Bette Midler, but the minute she starts, I told her, I said, I know that you paid a lot of money for these tickets, but you're paying for her to sing to us and to entertain us, not to lecture us on who we should be voting for or what side of the aisle we should be on. So I told her. She's like, man, you're very adamant about that. I said, you're damn right I'm adamant about that. I told you before, when I go to a concert or something like that, I don't go to be lectured. If I want to be lectured, I'll go back to fucking school, okay? Rick James, thank you so much. Let's see, CV, Pacem, Parabellum. That's actually what I have on my bottom screen here. Something that I believe in. Got that engraved on a 1911. If you want peace, prepare for war. Yes, indeed. Indeed. 1911, if I was going to go big. Desert Eagle. Nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Ground, okay. Johnny Coathanger says that the acheta, which he was mentioning, which is cricket powder. Cricket powder. That kind of hits me funny. But they're ground up adults, according to Johnny Coathanger. And I do very much appreciate that info, because I absolutely refuse to eat bugs. Now, I do know that for a while we've been eating them in some fashion or another. I know that some bugs actually provide the colors and the dyes for some things like that, but it's a little different than the way that what is her name, the one that was sitting there all plasticed up in the drink and eating them like she was the Queen of Sheba with the chopsticks, and I bet you any amount of money she wasn't eating them things for real. I guarantee it. Anyway, the one squad member that everyone loves to hate. Let me see if I can get this up to here. I'll go on with my thing. Once again, congratulations, young Rippa. In fact, I actually am looking forward to maybe possibly reading it just to see what all the hubbub is about. You know how that goes. A little peer pressure there. turning on the phone lines if you want to give me a call. Don't forget to share this. And of course, if you enjoy my work, well, like I say, the best thing you can do is share it. And of course, on YouTube, the best thing, well, both places, the best thing you can do is share this. And of course, comment. A donation would be the ultimate. All my links are below. And you can follow me on a bunch of those other places too. The ones that I pay the most attention to, though, right now still are YouTube and Odysee. Alright. Now, I have a question. Is AOC seeing the light? Where did that go? There, that's the one I wanted. Now, I saw this on Tim Pool today. He mentioned it. He's getting, I'll tell you what, his titles are getting more and more clickbaity. But, because I actually watched 2 of his videos today, and one of them was like, this, I've already seen this. I already know this is old news. I don't know if you're running out of stuff or it's a slow news day. But this particular one happened on the heels. This is actually something that nobody's paying attention to, as it actually happened on the heels of Alex Stein's troll, calling her juicy butt Lutina and all that other stuff. Now, a lot of people are actually covering that part, but I feel that this is actually more important for 2 reasons. One, she possibly could be coming over onto our side with all of this. It sounds like, in a way, yes, she is, but then again, don't forget, she already blamed insiders for this when this happened, way back in when she supposedly thought she was going to die, and she wasn't even there. Or she could be trying to get on our side. But you'll see a couple of things on this that actually made me wonder who she was talking to at the time. I don't know who Pablo Manriquez is. But this is AOC talking about the January 6th. She tells me that AOC tells me she's never felt safe in the Capitol, citing reports of police and members of Congress working with insurrectionists on January 6th. Here's the video. It sounds to me in this video like she has seen some of the videos that we've seen when the cops were waving these people in. Listen to what she has to say here.
These insurrectionists,
like Antifa,
and that there were actual officers working with this, and we never got to the bottom of that, and we never got any answers about that, and then to this day we're just supposed to pretend that that never happened.
What about Antifa?
I have no idea what happened to the people on the inside who were very clearly sympathetic with what was going on and opening the doors wide open for that. And I'm supposed to sit here and pretend like none of that ever happened, and then right afterwards you have a massive, you just have this idea that throwing money at that problem is going to make it go away without any accountability. And so this is where these things are breaking down. We're not safe. And it's not just about members of Congress not being safe. The food staff workers aren't safe. The janitors aren't safe. Like, we need to get to the bottom.
Oh yeah, like she's real worried about
them.
them.
So that's all I got to say.
What about
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Now, if you heard in the background, whenever she would mention something, one guy would say, well, you mean like Antifa? Or you mean like the Black Lives Matter and all of that? And she just kind of just whizzed past all of that. So that makes me wonder who it was she was talking to about this and everything like that. But she was literally able to ignore him and just keep zooming her mouth out about it. But from what she's saying, like I said before, she blamed Republican Congress people about this, for this when it happened. Oh yeah, these were insiders, these Republicans trying to get them in trouble. Now she's talking about the Capitol Police. Where was she when the Capitol Police shot that lady in the face for no reason? Iceburn, if her ass talks, she may actually make a good political person. Well, it's like I said. Why is she saying this now? Why after a year and a half? Did she see these videos that we've been seeing lately? Or did she get a wind of the couple of people that have actually gotten acquitted because there was video of them proving that they were motioned into the Capitol building. So you have to wonder. Of course, she's probably just like any other broken clock. And Democrat or lefty these days, she's right every once in a while. But again, like I say, she wants to take... She's not paying attention to both sides on this. You can tell that just based on what they, how they were asking her as she was talking. He's like, oh, you mean like Antifa, or you mean like BLMs. They even said 2 or 3 times. At the end, he goes, let's see.
Let's get to the bottom of it, Antifa, please.
Yeah, get to the bottom of Antifa. So he must have been talking to somebody on our... She must have been talking to somebody on our side as far as that goes. She abruptly walked away afterwards as far as that went. Maybe she realized who she was talking to after a few minutes. But, yeah. Do you think she's going to make any difference, though? She's literally demanding to get to the bottom of this with the Capitol Police and all that other stuff, claiming she doesn't feel safe, as if it's her right to do so. Rick James says, Trump opened the doors, guys. I'm super serial. They're trying to make it... They're trying to figure out a way to make it look that way, aren't they? This January 6th thing is like for the birds. For the birds. And it's because the Capitol Police didn't defend her from Stein's assault. Oh, yeah. And actually, Stein didn't assault her. He did what she claimed that Ben Shapiro did via Twitter by wanting a debate with her. So, yeah, these people make up shit in their mind, and this is how self-centered I think she is. What does she come back with a lot of times when somebody asks her a question or wants to debate her on something that they disagree with? It's always, it always turns to something that person wants something sexual to do with her. Why does her mind go there first? Why? Methinks thou protest too much, dear AOC. So, I say let's keep working on her. She, we had a discussion. Maybe we should keep talking to these people like the rest of them do on their Instagrams. I mean, Lord knows she goes live once a day, doesn't she? On Instagram, always talking about some gobbledygook. And Bruin Backhand says, he posted on Facebook the next day that if you don't agree with what he says, to not go see the band. The band? Oh, the irony. You expect that throwing money at the problem will make it go away. Now do any socialist policies. Yeah, no. So, well, they've thrown a lot of money at all of this stuff now, and we're seeing that it doesn't work. But the thing is, they throw the money at it because it comes right back at them. They take it from us, they throw it at the problem, and it gets laundered right back into their pockets. And we can't do shit, evidently. I don't know. It was an assault to her. Old salty dog, welcome. It's because the Capitol Police, yeah. Okay, she can call it what she wants, but they can't do shit to him. He didn't touch her. He didn't even breathe on her. He wasn't even that close to her. She actually, if you actually watch that video, it was almost as if she didn't get it until after. Because she literally even came back and did a peace sign and said, let's do a selfie, while her aides are trying to do this. No, come on. So, yeah. I guess she didn't feel that assaulted at the time. In fact, it sounds almost like to me, like as if her aides had to tell her what was going on, because she actually posted a video about it herself. She secretly goes over her shoulder like this and says, see that guy way down there? And he looked about this big. Okay, I wouldn't have known who the fuck he was had she not said who it was. And I don't even think she said who it was. But yeah, but everybody talked about that. That's high school crap. And Alex is allowed to say whatever he wants to say. He didn't curse her. In fact, he complimented her. Nicole Kidman. Yes, that's right. Nicole Kidman. That's the one that was eating the bugs with the chopsticks up and down like this. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, when they were in that baseball, girls baseball movie, what's her face? Rosie O'Donnell made fun of her. I want a hot fucking dog. Or some shit like that. So yeah, she can't even talk right unless she's scripted. And she doesn't look like that. If you saw that commercial with her eating the mealworms and all this other... she doesn't look like that anymore. She's old. She's old. And she's not aging as well as they make her look. In fact, I would venture to say that was partly CGI. She just looked too plastic. Not to mention the fact her neck's not that long either. And you're right, Vector 117. Let's go, Brandon. Nicole Kidman can fuck right off. Yes, she could. She can. With her hot fucking dogs. Okay, rant break. Rant break. I got a cute one for you. Let's see if I can find it here. Is it that one? No, not that one. This one. The caption on this is lying about being blind. It's kind of funny. I won't make you watch the entire 6 minutes, but I'll make you watch the pertinent parts. Let's see if I can get this here. See if I can do this.
It could have not been me. I'm blind here. Can't you see?
Yeah, we see that you're masquerading to be blind. But judging off of the camera, we saw you at Nikki's salon stealing money out the drawer, along with other hair products.
It was not.
They're accusing her of stealing money from a salon and hair products. Now, this guy down here looks kind of familiar. Does anybody recognize him? Because this chick right here is way, way too young to be a judge. I could be wrong. This looks kind of staged. But you watch this guy. And actually, also, too, during this whole time, he's making noise down here while he's putting this on.
Products.
It was not me.
It was not you. Ma'am, where do you live?
I don't know. I'm blind.
So you don't know where you
at least know
live?
your address.
No.
Do you live in a house or an apartment?
A home. I live at home in my house.
Okay. Okay. All right. What area do you live in?
In Henderson.
Henderson. All right. Great. Nikki's salon is in Henderson, ma'am. Where were you on the night of the 13th?
I was at dinner with my husband.
You have a husband?
Yes.
So you don't mind if you committed this crime?
He puts on a
I
bulletproof
did
vest.
not
I don't know why he does that
commit
either.
a crime here. How can I do that?
You have very... Okay. Sure thing. No problem. Do you have any siblings that live in the city?
No.
They catch her lying.
So you have no siblings at all?
No.
You're an only child?
I don't think so.
Yes.
That is also interesting information because we have questioned your mom, who says
Welcome, Salty
she has
Palmer.
4 children.
Oh, so she
do you have
lies
to say
about
about
being
that?
blind. She lies
No.
about
Your mom's name is Anne, right?
Correct.
she lies about
All right.
having siblings.
So, why would she... Okay, is this a family thing, a genetic thing? What caused this? Anybody in your family line blind?
I told you I was an orphan. I don't know.
An orphan. Oh gosh. Okay. Well, yeah, an orphan. Even in the orphanage, they say you've always been a trouble child. You always used to steal and cause trouble. Is that true?
They don't know me.
Yeah, sure. But they know what you did, and what they said you did was you were always in trouble at school. Okay, no problem. In that fact, if you could feel or smell the $100 on the floor, would you return it to its owner?
Yes.
You would? Yes. Say it louder, please.
Yes! You guys just keep constantly accusing me of stealing from this hair salon, and I just can't. This is it's getting ridiculous.
Okay. You know what? You're right. How dare we bring a blind woman up to the stand and have her testify against a crime that she did not do? Okay, fine. We just have one more test for you.
Wait for it.
And then you're free. You're free to go. We want to see one last thing. Are you okay with having one last thing done, and we can get on with this?
Yes. Please. I just want to get it over with already.
Okay, no problem. All right, well, no problem. Okay, well, if you're okay with it,
This guy,
proceed.
they made this guy wait 7 minutes to do this.
I'm just not.
I thought you said you're blind.
Get her out of here, please.
Busted!
Take this lady away.
Come on.
Oh, no. Oh, sir. Ridiculous. Sir, no. I'm blind. I said I was blind.
Impersonating a disabled lady.
Busted! Busted! Oh no!
It could have not been me.
Hilarious, hilarious. I still think that was staged, but let's see, where were we before? There, okay. All right. Some bad acting on the lawyer's part, yeah. It was still pretty funny, though. All right. Next topic. One of the things I was very fortunate enough to have in my life was to know my great-grandmother until I was 10 years old. At the beginning of my life, and her advice has always been some of the best advice I've ever heard, and it has served me well. It literally has saved me many a headaches and heartaches over the years. Even when I was younger, everybody always told me I was an old soul because I followed a lot of her advice. One of the most profound and best pieces of advice she ever gave me was believe nothing of what you hear and only half of what you see. Case in point. You remember the poor 10-year-old that Biden used to bash the Supreme Court over the Roe v. Wade decision. We're finding out more and more and more about this poor 10-year-old girl that supposedly was denied an abortion due to some monster taking advantage of her openings by force. I'll be nice, I'm on YouTube as well. Kangaroo Court. Hello, Linnaid. 2 minutes to midnight. Don't forget, are you still on Saturday nights? He'll be on the schedule. I'll show you guys the schedule in a little while because I want to talk to some of the people in Uvalde in a minute. Anyway, I asked questions about this myself because everybody was all focused on this poor 10-year-old girl. But it didn't happen spontaneously, okay? And I was literally told that I was a bigot because I cared also about why this girl was in this predicament in the first place. Why wasn't this horrid, horrid person that did this to her being held responsible? I got called a bigot for that shit. They were more interested in killing this girl's baby, literally, if she even had one. Like I say, there was a lot of people that didn't believe it because that's all they were talking about. There was no criminal investigations. Anything. In fact, the district attorney or the attorney general didn't even know anything about it until after she went to Indiana, which she never had to do. That was another lie they told us. The drunken Rocky. Oh, Rocky. From the Rocky Horror Picture Show. But, yeah, without this bastard that did this to her, she wouldn't have even been in this predicament. There wouldn't have even been this problem. So why were we focused on the fact that she had to travel, which she actually did not? And I'll show you the proof of that in a minute. But I'm going to reiterate what I told you last week when we discussed this. No 10-year-old should ever need an abortion. First of all, 10's a little early to be getting pregnant to begin with. When did she start her periods? At 9, 8? Do girls actually start that early now? Ooh, it's hot under these lights. All right. Now we find out the fact that she had to travel to the situation was a lie. All right. But it was like I said, it was like I said before, it either didn't happen the way that they were portraying, and of course, it's not a surprise, another lie out of our grandpa-in-chief's mouth. That's just his mantra. That's all he's ever done all his life. I don't understand why anybody's even surprised anymore. Or they were trying to use this, which is actually probably the case, they were trying to use this situation as the absolute worst example of what could happen because of the overturn of Roe v. Wade, and try to make it into the rule so that they can make up their own rules about this. Or try to force us into agreeing with them about this shit. In fact, like I said, I was even called a bigot. I said something on Facebook or something like that, and somebody called me a bigot. Why are you more interested in the rapist? Maybe because I don't want him to do this shit to her or anybody else again, and because of the fact that without him, she wouldn't be in this predicament in the first place? Yes, take care of the 10-year-old, but we need to castrate the other person for even thinking of doing this to her. So we find out finally, after everybody fusses about this, that supposedly an illegal immigrant charged with rape basically came and admitted it after they caught him. Salty Palmer says, yes, Chomos reside under the prison, put the real raper in the chippy. Yes. Well, usually, I was going to say, usually what happens there is if they do get put in prison, if their inmates, their fellow inmates find out that they mess with a child, they handle up on it pretty well. There's still, what do they call it, honor among thieves? So I say, it's one of the things I talked about on our round table that's on Tuesdays and Saturday nights at Raynoth's channel on Odysee, was the fact that we can't let these people continue to do this. Yes, take care of the victims, but handle up on the other problem too, so there won't be any more victims. That makes more sense to me. All right, I'll read you this a little bit. I'll read a little bit of this for you. An illegal immigrant has been charged with the rape of a 10-year-old Ohio girl whose story generated widespread news coverage after she reportedly traveled across state lines to obtain an abortion following the activation of Ohio's abortion ban that went into effect when the United States Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. Police in Columbus, Ohio arrested 27-year-old Gershon Fuentes on Tuesday after he allegedly confessed to sexually assaulting the child on at least 2 occasions. He has been charged with rape, a first-degree felony, according to the Columbus Dispatch. The charges appear to confirm the viral story of the 10-year-old victim who traveled from Ohio to Indiana to obtain an abortion after her rape. The report was cited by President Joe Biden, among others, who used the details of that horrific crime to criticize abortion restrictions favored by pro-life Republicans and label the Supreme Court's decision extreme. Yes, he literally used this story that he didn't even know was true or not, that nobody knew was true or not, to bash our judicial branch of our court system. Aren't these people supposed to be working together? Yes, please, hit the fire button. Hit the $ button. Thank you. Thank you for reminding people there. Iceburn, I appreciate that. Pastor Chatelet said he would never have seen the jail without the SCOTUS overturn. Prove me wrong. You're probably right. You are probably correct. You are probably correct, because it wouldn't have even met the radar. Because, again, they were using this particular story before they even knew it was true or not to try and bully or shame those that are pro-life about this. Okay, I understand that. And it's what they do. This is the reason why I can't believe that we are not a little bit farther ahead of these people than we are, because they always pull and the same crap. They're like fucking robots or tape recorders. I mean, in fact, I saw a video today. I don't remember exactly where it came from. It was some interview. It seemed like it might have been something to the effect of like Charlemagne the God's show or whatever like that and everything. But it was black people talking, and this one lady had said something to the fact that because the host of the show was talking truth and actually speaking his own mind, she called him ignorant and what was it? Ignorant and racist. And he's like, no, that's not ignorant. Asking questions and talking the truth and everything, that's not ignorant. And she just kept going, it is. Every time he would say something, it is. It's like, he finally threw her out. He's like, you keep interrupting me and you don't have anything other than it is to say? I'm just supposed to believe you because you say? No. Get out. I'm not going to have you keep interrupting me with that. It is. She turned into a literal broken record. So you can't fight with some of these people over this stuff because, in fact, I think Family Guy had a cartoon about it too. They were talking about Kevin Bacon or something like that in Footloose, and the donkey was like, no, he's not, hee-haw. And it's like, that's exactly what it is like trying to fight with somebody that is this indignant. They just think that they're right about everyone and that everyone should just listen to them no matter what. And so, yeah, I was glad to see it. I couldn't find it. I found it. I tried to save it. It went to something else. Facebook just sucks. And then I couldn't find it again. But it was literally, it was so annoying. I wanted to turn it off too until he finally said, get out. I don't want to talk to you no more. If that's all you're going to do is just sit there and go, it is, you don't have anything to say. So goodbye. Gotta love it. All right. They tried, like I say, they tried to rile up folks with this 10-year-old victim. The charges appear to confirm the viral story. Okay. Now, this is the part now where I'm going to prove to you that not only did they not know that this was true until they supposedly have a scapegoat now, and he's admitted to it, but how do we know? Once again. But they talked to the AG a couple of days before this. This is actually something from a couple of days before that article where they finally arrested this kid, or this 27-year-old that did this to her. And I think it was, who is this here? Jesse Waters talked to the Attorney General of Ohio. And here's what he had to say. I hope it plays.
So how's Ohio investigating the claim that a 10-year-old girl was raped? Are we looking for the rapist on the loose? Let's turn to Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost. So Dave, have you had anybody come to you in your state to say we're looking into this? A police report was filed?
Not a whisper. And we work closely with we have a decentralized law enforcement system in Ohio, but we have regular contact with prosecutors and local police and sheriffs. Not a whisper anywhere. Something maybe even more telling, Jesse, is my office runs the state crime lab. Any case like this, you're going to have a rape kit, you're going to have biological evidence, and you would be looking for DNA analysis, which we do most of the DNA analysis in Ohio. There is no case request for analysis that looks anything like this.
Yeah, if it's a family member, then it's even an easier way to find the DNA right there. You just call the father, the uncle, the grandfather, anything, and you get the guy's DNA and you lock them up. It's also a crime to hide child rape. Isn't it against the law if you have a 10-year-old girl come in? Obviously, she's not of the age of consent. They have to report that to law enforcement, and if they don't, that abortion doctor or any doctor should be prosecuted in your state, correct?
That's correct. Now, the doctor in Indiana isn't in our jurisdiction, obviously. We don't know who the originating doctor in Ohio was, if they even exist. But the bottom line is, it is a crime if you're a mandated reporter to fail to report. It's also the fact that in Ohio, the rape of a 10-year-old means life in prison. I know our prosecutors and cops in this state. There's not one of them that wouldn't be turning over every rock in their jurisdiction if they had the slightest hint that this had occurred there.
Yeah, they'd be licking their chops to lock up some sicko like that. Well, we hope this is a hoax, because that means the 10-year-old girl was not raped and impregnated by anybody.
Speaking of hoaxes, though, can I correct something that everybody's reporting wrong nationally?
Sure.
Ohio's heartbeat law has a medical emergency exception, broader than just the life of the mother. This young girl, if she exists and if this horrible thing actually happened to her, it breaks my heart to think about it, she did not have to leave Ohio to find treatment.
It's amazing. The more you learn about this, the more unbelievable it becomes. Dave.
Sorry about the lag on the video, or on the audio on that. That was their problem. It was like that when I listened to it earlier. I'm still muted? Hello? I'm still muted. Am I still muted? Hello, hello? My soundboard is saying I'm going okay. Am I still muted? What the hell? Okay. All right. Okay. Again, I'm sorry about the audio on that. That was their problem. I listened to it earlier, and it was like that. I thought, oh shit, it's gonna be shitty, but I had to use it. I couldn't find anywhere else. But you heard what he said. First of all, when this first happened and they started talking about it, and the president used it to bash our judicial system, there wasn't any proof. No reports to the DA, no reports to the police, anything, nothing at that point. That was July 11th. The immigrant thing was on July, where they caught the immigrant was 2 days later, July 13th. Yeah. So, but also, if you heard what he said, they also lied about the fact that she had to leave Ohio to get her procedure done. In fact, according to the other Breitbart article, they gave the people in Indiana gave her 2 pills, 2 chemicals or whatever like that, and to induce a miscarriage. So, and of course, they're going to try and match the DNA to the fetal matter. Excuse me, the fetal matter to the man that they have in custody now. So, what can I tell you? Dude, computers are 6 times faster than what I currently have, and mine was badass 4 years ago. Audio is good. Stream is in and out for me. I'm sorry about that, Mr. Rocky. I still have horrible bandwidth going out of my house here. I'm still bugging the shit out of AT&T. It's going to be probably, knowing them, it's going to be another 10 years. In fact, Elon Musk's product will probably be available here before the fiber optic that they've already buried and had buried for almost 6 months now in my neighborhood. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. So basically what I'm trying to say as far as that situation with the little 10-year-old goes, don't believe these fuckers when they come up with this shit. First of all, they're going to try and wow you or amaze you or shock you with the absolute most disgusting or most tragic thing that they can think of to pull on your heartstrings to get you to agree with them, but at the same time to rile up their own base so that they'll start calling each other names or calling us names, trying to burn things down, etc., etc. Start screaming in people's faces, doing, what do they call it? Doing protests at the judges' houses and stuff. That is no-no. That's a no-no. That shouldn't be okay. But I gotta tell you, other than that, the most thing that I saw was a lot of red paint and fake blood all over people. In fact, it used to be embarrassing to go around and have red between your legs because that meant your pad or your tampon leaked. You know what I'm saying? But again, they're trying to use shock and awe to get you to feel sorry for these people and also to get their base riled up. And of course, the blood, in my opinion, that these people are splattering on themselves and showing to everybody else, in my opinion, is on their hands because they're the ones that want to kill children before they're even born. So, yeah, they took the utmost worst scenario to try and force people into believing that Roe v. Wade decision was the end of the world. I gotta say, if they actually knew or read it or actually would think for 5 seconds, you'd think that they would be happier now. That they don't have to leave their home cities or hometowns or whatever like that to go out and protest while they're trying to make murder legal. It's all done to the states now. In fact, they can go to their own hometown's county seat and go, some of them can walk there now. They don't have to spend a whole lot of money to go protest, except for on crayons and poster board, I guess, and fake blood and paint. Okay. All right. Phone lines are open if you guys got anything to say, or if I'm missing anything, or if you want to talk about something else. This is free speech. That's my whole point of my channel. Exercising your freedom of speech before we lose it. In fact, I've actually been kicked off of... YouTube a couple of times. Shorts? I'm in a short? I don't have any shorts. Foot goddess, Laura. That's not me.
You are nothing.
That's not me. Let's see. Bruin Backhand says... Yes, okay. I already read all of those. Okay. Comment. Here's what I heard on YouTube. That's weird. A short about somebody's mountain cleats. That's odd. And it's funny. Foot goddess, Laura. I didn't realize that there was one. Damn, they took my name for OnlyFans. Shit. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Alright. Like I say, the number to call, 409-877-1243. Make sure to call me and let me know what you think about the happenings. In fact, this is what I wanted to talk to people, and you want to share this if you're in Texas especially. If you follow the roundtable discussion, or destruction as it is, on Tuesdays and Saturdays at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, you watched us discuss recently the new video that came out showing the cops at Uvalde doing absolutely nothing for over an hour and a half while children were screaming and dying and being killed. It also still leaves there's also still, and we talked about this too, a whole lot of unanswered questions. In fact, I believe Axe Truth said that he tried to look up some of the names of some of the people that they were naming that were ended in that massacre. And they're not real easy to find. Now, I'm not saying that these people didn't exist, but you would think that there would be more available than just names. And and from some of the things that we've been hearing, again, I believe only half of what you see and none of what you hear, I still have a lot of questions about a lot of this stuff too. Like, we watched a gentleman that they featured on Good Morning America. He was one of the teachers. He got shot twice. He survived. Supposedly none of his students did. And what he told his students, well, what he told us to begin with, that there was no amount of preparation that they could have ever given them enough preparation to actually deal with this, which is actual bullshit. And what he did do doesn't sound like any preparation I've ever heard before in my life. He literally told his children to get under their desks and pretend like they were asleep. He turned the entire classroom into sitting ducks, and then blamed it on not getting enough training for this. I was actually informed by Town that they had literally had a training session about this very situation not 2 months before this happened. I'm not sure where that came from, other than, but I mean, all of us together, we all do the research and everything together. We're all trying to, you know, all of us in our group, in our network here that we have, our scheduling and everything. We're all doing these things together and being creators together, are literally looking for the truth. It's what we strive for. It's not something that's that just, oh well, that's just good enough. We have people that are really diving deep into this, and one of the ideas I came up with, especially since some of us are call-in talk shows, is to please, Uvalde parents, Uvalde people, call in and tell us what happened. Because that's actually where the news happens, with the people, not with what they're telling us in these mainstream medias and all of this other mess. The video that we saw, the closed television caption video that we saw of these guys not doing anything. One guy even just went and got, oh, let me sanitize my hands while we're waiting for these, while we're waiting for orders, whatever it was they were waiting for. None of these guys did anything. In fact, there's people coming out now and we're hearing from some of the people there that the cops handcuffed a guy that wanted to go in and save his daughter. They arrested or are harassing a woman that actually went in and saved her kids. And, you know, it's like they're shushing everybody up. That doesn't bode well with me. Again, freedom of speech is something that's the most and of utmost importance when it comes to something like this. And the news is actually not coming from these assholes in New York and and Washington, all of that. The news is actually coming from these folks in this area, where it happened. The people that actually made the news and everything like that. So I'm inviting anyone from the Uvalde shootings, or even just in that area that saw what happened or knows what happened. I saw that there was a little bit of video footage from an iPhone or something like that when the kid was outside shooting at the school when he got there after he crashed his truck. There's also some parents, in fact, I've got an article here from the Daily Caller. They failed us. Family of Uvalde victim demands accountability over botched police response. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, this is the gentleman that actually got handcuffed as to not go in there. All right. And of course, I was going to say, my thing is, you guys call me or contact one of the people that are on the schedule. I'm going to pull up the schedule right now. Let me find it. All right, this is the schedule. Sunday through Saturday, you can actually contact any one of the people in this schedule here. In the schedule, you can contact just about anybody in the schedule here, and get on their shows. Talk about this. Let everyone know. The United States public has the right to know about this stuff. And who knows? Something that someone could say, no matter how small, could actually contain the answer to all of this. Not only the solution, you know, what exactly happened and how it happened and how we can do better, but how we can actually prevent this from happening again. But it's going to come from the people that it happened to, the news where people came from. It's not going to happen coming from the talking heads in Washington and New York. So, if you're in that area, or you're in the Texas area or anything like that, and you've heard something, or you know something about this, or you just want to vent, like a lot of people need to, especially all these poor people that lost their children over this, call us, contact us. We want to put your stories out there. We are the new press. Hell, even contact Salty. I'm sure he'd be happy to put your story out there. Some of the best ones I can think of would be either myself, of course, American Rant, Axe Truth, Ray Noth. We'll put you on the round table if you want to come into the round table. I know that 451 Actual will probably be glad to have you on the show or make a show for you. I mean, all of these people on this schedule here want to know and are trying to find out the truth. And we are trying to become the alternative media, because the regular media does nothing but either lie or manipulate you. And we won't do that. We don't want to do that. We're tired of that. That's not the way it's supposed to work. And it's very, very important for you to practice and exercise your First Amendment rights, because without that one, we have no others. We will have no others. I think it was Jefferson Davis that said that we will be led to the slaughter like silent sheep. Go ahead, put me on a list. I don't care. I'm pretty sure I'm on quite a few lists. But it's not going to stop me. Alright, so there's the schedule, everybody. I want to thank Rougarou for keeping up with the schedule. Did you get my message about that? There's only one person that I don't see on here, and he actually seems to be the glue for all of us, or at least the one person that gets us all together at one point or another, and that's Pastor Chatelet. He actually has, if you want to hang out in his pond, he actually has a 24-hour stream where he plays games, he plays memes, he plays shows, he rebroadcasts Salty and MG and Dilly, I believe, something like that. Excuse me. He also sometimes has movie nights, and of course he's got commercials out there and everything like that. In fact, American Rant plays everyone's commercials on his channels. But yes, if you're in Texas or in the Uvalde area, get a hold of one of us. We would be wonderfully happy to share your story about what happened, because the more we find out, the more we do find out that they did you all wrong. It was terrible. It was terrible. They knew about that kid. They knew about him. And they still did absolutely nothing. All right, I'm going to read you a little bit of this article from these folks that are coming out and talking about it. The family of 10-year-old Mary Jo Garza demanded accountability, I don't know why they have that in quotes, over the botched police response to the shooting inside Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. Garza's father, Angel, along with her mother, Kimberly, and grandmother, Belinda Areola, joined CNN New Day. Now, I'm surprised CNN even did anything with this, because usually they're the ones that are hiding this shit or trying to make it sound like it's not as bad as it is. Unless, of course, it's somebody on our side. But they found out that this guy was a Trump hater and an Antifa lover and a devil worshiper. So, there goes that story, right? Tuesday, after a 77-minute surveillance video indicated that officers exchanged fire with the 18-year-old gunman Salvador Ramos, then waited outside of the barricaded classroom for nearly an hour. Their child was one of 19 children killed in the attack, along with 2 fourth-grade teachers. Yeah, CNN usually tries to use these type of people to their own advantage. But we'll see what happens here. Angel said officers prevented him from saving his daughter by handcuffing him as he attempted to enter the building. Earlier reports revealed that police detained and pepper sprayed parents attempting entry into the building to retrieve their children. Are you serious? Are you kidding me? It makes you angry, Angel said. It makes you wonder what they were doing and why they didn't do their job. As a parent, as a father, I have a job to do, and that's to protect her. And they kept me from doing my job. They literally have the chance to... And They literally have the chance, and somebody tells you not to do something, but you have a moral obligation to do it. Like, why don't you do it? They told me not to go in, but I was still trying to go in to save her, and they put me in handcuffs. It's just disturbing that they can't give us the right explanation to us that they owe us, because that's the least we deserve here. The least, no, the least you deserve was your child to still be alive. That's the least you deserve on this one. Let's see what they have to say.
Angel and Kimberly Garza and Berlinda Areola. They are the parents and grandmother of 10-year-old Amory Garza, who was murdered in that mass shooting at the Robb Elementary School. Thank you all for being with us this morning. I'm looking at your T-shirts at the beautiful images of Amory, and I am so sorry. And I just want people to know that I did warn you in advance. We were going to hear from the reporter Tony Plowitsky describing the 77-minute video that he saw on Hell. What do you think when you heard him talking?
It makes you angry. It makes you wonder what they were doing, why they didn't do their job. I mean, as a parent, as a father, I have a job, and that's to protect her. And they kept me from doing my job. They literally have the chance, and somebody tells you not to do something, but you have a moral obligation to do it. Like, why don't you do it? Like, they told me not to go in, but I still was trying to go in and save, and they put me in handcuffs. Like, it's just disturbing that they can't come up with the right explanation to us that they owe us, because I mean, that's the least that we deserve.
Have you gotten any explanation from these people? In fact, wasn't it also too that these particular cops weren't even the one that actually finally ended this guy? It ended up being someone else's father that happened to be Border Patrol. Forgive me, I'm a blonde. I'm getting old too. People think I'm very young, but I'm not. Thank you. Thank you, old salty dog. You get one of these. I appreciate the support that will go towards my new chair if I ever find one. Still looking for, in fact, I'm going to put this out there real quick. I'm looking for a chair, an office chair, adjustable office chair that has the foot ring around it. It has to be taller. I'm sitting on a bar stool now. In fact, 2 times I'm pretty sure that I showed my arse on the show because I had to bend over because the legs keep wanting to come apart, and I fixed it and fixed it and fixed it. It's about a 55-year-old chair. The chair's almost about as old as I am, so it's about had it. It's about had it. The only thing that's lasting is the seat, and even that's starting to get a little worn. In fact, the cushion in it, as soon as I sit down, is flat. So after about 2 hours, the old butt starts a buzzing. All right, but yeah, these poor folks, and of course 19 others like them are suffering now, and believe me, I know what it's like. I don't know what it's like to lose a child per se, but I do know what it's like to lose somebody very, very close to me due to circumstances that could have been controlled. I'll just put it that way. Raynaud says that it was awfully choreographed. What, the Uvalde thing, or this here on the news? Hallie, welcome to the show. Yes, I'm with you. I don't know what to believe anymore with the media either. I heard you on ABL last night. I didn't know if you saw whether I typed a hello to you a couple of times on there. In fact, one of the moderators asked if that was you, and it's like, yeah, that's Hallie. She's awesome. My old man, he's the greatest. I think he forgot the sugar today. Oh well. Alright, so yeah, I don't know what to believe with the media anymore. So we're still, like I say, that's why we're searching for the truth, and that's why we want to go to the horse's mouths on this. So again, I'm inviting anyone anyone that's in that area that knows anything about this or had anything to do or was affected by it at all, give one of us a call. Did I erase that already? Did I put that down already? Yeah, I think I did. I posted the, we were looking at the, nope, okay. I must have clicked that off, but I was showing you all the schedule and all of the people that you could actually contact if you want to be on their shows and allow us to share your story and get to the truth on this. It sounds to me like a lot of people, even the ones that were directly involved in this and the parents, aren't being told shit. So maybe they do need to start speaking out about it and demanding it. And you can do that on our shows. Banner on the screen. Oh, I had it. Let me see if I can find it again. Here you go. Most of these people are exclusively on Odysee or DLive or some of these other alternative channels. A lot of them have been kicked off of YouTube. So that also tells you that we're over the mark. I've been kicked off of YouTube a couple of times myself, which again usually means we're over the mark, so that you can guarantee that we're looking for the truth and we're not going to report something that's just hearsay, or we're not going to, like if we do an interview, we're not going to clip it all up and try to make it sound different than what you said or anything like that. It'll go live, it'll go on the air, and it'll stay just that way. If it gets clipped up, you'll know it. We'll put it in the description. This is clips of what happened, but you can go to the whole thing here. Your entire story will get out. It's still there. It is now. Well, you're welcome, Hallie. Welcome. Good to see you again. We've been missing you. All right, let's see. Oh, wow. Been talking my ass off. It's already 8:25. All right, so I can't reiterate enough to get in touch with some of the people here on that schedule that I had up to make sure to get your truth out there. It's important. It's very important. And again, I think that within the people that actually are the news, as far as this goes, their voices could actually have or say something that would help to remedy this situation. Because obviously, no matter how much they yammer about it, our Washingtonites, if you will, do nothing, don't really care, except for fundraising off of it. In fact, I showed you last week the guy on TikTok, he's a leftist, but he was pissed off at the Democrats because they had 50 years to codify Roe v. Wade. They never fucking did it. It got overturned, and the first thing they did was start asking people for money because of it. Oh, well, we got to do this now. Give us money, and we will. That's not the way it's supposed to work. Not to mention the fact, how many times have people got to give you money before you'll actually do something? Probably never. Stop giving these people money. They don't deserve it. They lie to you anyway. They're going to lie to you. Oh, you give me plenty of money, I'll get all of this done. Oh, well, sorry, I wasn't able to get it done. You didn't give me enough money. Give us more money. And, of course, they do it the other way, too. Oh, global warming is a problem. The only way to fix it is to give us more money. So, how much money do you need? They never give you an actual price. Just keep sending it. Just keep sending it. And if they're not taking it from us for this bullshit, they're taxing us, giving it to everything else, and then it's coming right back to them. So they get our money both ways. Good link for red pilling those on the fence. Oh, you mean the schedule? Yeah, Rougarou schedule. Uh-oh, how do I go back to... Okay. That was the chat. Let me pull it out again. Alright, guys And actually, girls could use this too if you really wanted to. I found something for the guys out there. Once again, I'm going to advocate for guys because of the fact that there's so many people out there that don't, or that don't appreciate them. Jordan Peterson said that it's not merely just okay to be a guy. Guys are necessary. And I love my guys. It's like I said last week, you know, these people that just want to eliminate all men. You're coming after my father. You're coming after my sons. You're coming after my husband. You're coming after my brother. You're coming after my brothers-in-laws. The people that are close to me, the people that I need in my life, the people that I want and have to have. We're supposed to work together. That's the way it's supposed to be. Eliminating all guys is not right. In fact, you know, how many women do you know that can build a house? How many women do you know that can build these skyscrapers? Hell, I'm the only woman actually out of all the men in our creators here. And I don't think I could do a lot of this stuff without them either. So, yes, I'm going to advocate for men. Men deserve a lot more than they get. But you're going to love this. Just for the men's. Although women's can use it too, it probably wouldn't have the same effect. But
they invented the Jewel Cooler, the first car vent accessory for staying fresh and cold between your legs while driving around on a hot summer day. This one-of-a-kind breezy upgrade device will magnetically snap onto your car's vent and features our directional head that easily slides under your shorts. Then just crank up the fan speed and live your best life feeling crisp all summer long. They invented the Jewel Cooler, the first car vent accessory for staying...
I wonder if that works for swamp ass too. Woohoo! That's crazy. That's crazy. Although I gotta say, I might, if that was long enough, I might put it down in here. 'Cause it does get hot, and menopause is a bitch during the summertime, let me tell you. Yes, exactly, Toast. So I say, we're here to compliment each other, not fight each other and kill each other off. That's just not the way it works. So yes, Toast says, a great post on TS today. We men protect women not because they're weak, but because they're important. And actually, to be honest with you, I kind of like it. I kind of like the fact that I can depend on somebody to be stronger than me if I need something, or, you know, and like I say, I can do things that he can't do, and he can do things that I can't do. Together, we make a great team. You know, and like I say, my parents are very necessary. Without my dad, I wouldn't be here. My brother is very necessary. We play music together. We've done all kinds of things together, and now we're taking care of our parents together. My brother-in-law was very important. Still is. He took care of my sister. My husband is extremely important to me. We take care of each other. My boys, extremely important to me. So yeah, you come after my men, you're going to have a problem. And that means all of my men. I'm talking about the guys on here too. This bullshit about, oh, I don't need a man and all that. Well, that's your business. But don't take mine away. You don't have that right. So yeah, that's for the boys. For the boys. I thought you guys might appreciate that. Wow. We got a lot of lags. We got a lot of lag on here. Just on Odysee. Odysee's been acting funky lately. I know that they just changed something because they had something. My live feed went crazy when it first started. Yeah, I've always been told that behind every great man is a good woman. You know, and I've always wanted to emulate that. In fact, I've had... I saw a meme the other day. It says, believe it or not, there are women that are kick-ass drivers. They don't talk during the movie in the theater. They don't want your money. and you know, and they got great senses of humors and everything like that. I never wanted to be the stereotype that was just these nyeh women. And there was another thing I saw too. The same people that threw that kid out for going, it is the whole time. They talked to somebody else, and they were talking to some women, and the women were literally complaining that there weren't any traditional men left. Oh, it says in the Bible that the man is supposed to do this, and it's like, and he looked at her and he's like, well, do you act like a traditional woman? Do you cook? Do you clean? Do you support your family? Do you do the things that women are supposed to? Well, nah, we don't got to do all of that and everything. Well, don't expect to find a traditional man if you're not going to at least be somewhat traditional woman, or at least treat that man with the respect that he deserves. Okay. All right, it's okay for us to chop wood and do all those other things and everything like that, but when it comes right down to it, if you got to give as good as you get, or else you won't get anymore. People get tired of ungrateful assholes that just expect everything all the time. You got to put your own effort into it. It's not 50-50. It's 100-100. Leland says, Lynad, 2 minutes to midnight, which again, you're still on Saturday nights, right? Cute tomboy goth girls is my dream girl. Oh, there's a couple of them. I don't know if she's in my audience. She might be in Axe Truth. He started a couple of minutes ago. What was her name? Demon Goddess. She sounds like that for you. Maybe talk to her, or who was the other one? There's another one that I thought was real nice, although she might be married, and I always see her on AC's channel. She comes on, she says I'm on too late for her. She sounds like she works on a farm and she goes to bed early and rises like at 2 or 3 in the morning or whatever. She was doing canning and stuff like that. Limited access, I think her handle was on. So, of course, I'm just guessing. I don't know for sure. But from the way that they speak and the way that they comment, it sounds like that those two girls right there might be worth you meeting, Lynade. All right. Now, one of the things, and, okay, yeah, we've got enough time to talk about this. Now, one of the other things that we discussed and talked about on our roundtable destruction on Tuesday was how to use some more of the tactics that the left use on us to get us canceled off of things like YouTube and Twitter, and to get our side canceled on different things, because they're constantly claiming that our common sense is hate speech, and they're always it's almost like as if they don't have anything else better to do than just go around reporting people and just being nasty keyboard warriors. Basically, a lot of these people, that's all they are, is keyboard warriors. But you know how they do. They dogpile on people reporting creators for hate speech. I think this chick, I found a chick on TikTok that, in fact, they found her on, the hell is his name? Zedcast. Tyler Zed. Do you know Tyler Zed? He's on every, I think he does a video on Thursdays, and he does the Laugh You Lose on Sunday, and he's got a podcast now with 2 other guys and all that. He's actually grown quite a bit with all of his silliness, but he's also real about it too. He keeps a sense of humor while he's being real about it too. But they found this girl, and this is just one video, but if you look at her entire TikTok, she's got some good ideas, and she's very funny about it, and she's a libertarian, which some people are not cool about that, but her ideas seem Well, she's not. She doesn't hate conservatives, that's for sure. In fact, she calls herself. I believe she calls herself a conservative at the same time. Her name is Elizabeth Duffy. But I'm going to show you because I couldn't find this particular one on her TikTok. Maybe she took it down. But Tyler Zed actually had this one, and I think this is brilliant. Like I say, we were talking about ways of doing them like they do us, but I think this chick has a better idea. Check her out.
See that the Democrats are now super pro 2A, which is hilarious because like 2 weeks ago they didn't want them for anybody. But anyways, the lack of self-awareness is hilarious, and I think we should utilize these guys to do everything that we want. Just say it's in their own best interest. For example, we can tell them their tax dollars are being used to read Bibles to newborn loved and cared for babies. Boom, they dismantle income tax. Libertarian win. We tell them, oh, hey, the ATF and the IRS are like trying to take away Drag Queen Story Hour. Yeah, and their headquarters is the Fed. I think I'm onto something.
I think she's onto something too. I mean, they are very easily manipulated. I mean, come on, listen to one of them. And like I say, most of the time they turn into robots and broken records when it comes right down to the arguments that you might try to have with them. And like I say, there's a couple of, like I say, go through her TikTok if you dare. I'm not actually on TikTok, but actually TikTok seems like another Twitter. You don't have to be on it to see what's going on. I saw every one of her videos. I'm sure she has some private ones. Maybe that one was a private one. I can't imagine. I'm not real sure how it works, but I'm not about to sign on to it. Unless of course, it actually is going to make people come to my channel more, but I don't see that happening unless I start at OnlyFans, and I don't see that happening either. But yeah, she had some really good ideas there. And again, she's not wrong. They are very easily manipulated. If you get something in their brain, they don't let it go. No matter how much you argue with them, they're just going to repeat the same shit over and over and over again. In fact, we saw that in the Congress when they were asking these professors and these chicks different questions a different way. They would say their answer the exact same way every time, like they were programmed to do it. I'm actually wondering if some of these people aren't actual robots. Because they get something in their head, and it's weird because if you remember Data on Star Trek or anything like that, he was an advanced android and he had answers for everything. The only time he went into broken record mode was if he was malfunctioning. So we have a bunch of malfunctioning robots going around telling people that yes, men can get pregnant. In fact, I think it was one of the congressmen asked this one lady, do you consider a born child, a child that's out of the womb and like up to 3 or 4 or 5 years old, viable? Oh, yes. Yes, that's a baby in her. Well, do you consider a child that's just about to be born? Well, I think everybody has the right to make their own choice. He says, so you're saying that it's okay to kill this child before it's born, but it's viable afterwards? I think everybody... She gave him the same exact repeat answer 4 times. He tried to get her to clarify what she was talking about, and basically she gave him the same answer 4 times. And I've seen at least 5 women that are getting... I don't know if they're getting confirmed or whatever it is that they're getting, but I've seen at least 5 women do that now, including our newest justice, Supreme Court Justice. She was another one that just kept repeating the same thing over and over again. How effective do you think that actually is going to be? At one point, if that's all you can do and you have no other argument, you can't even nuance, you can't even iterate or expound on that or expand on that or anything like that, that's all you have in your head, nobody's going to trust you anymore. Anybody with 2 brain cells to rub together is not going to trust you anymore with that, because that's all you've got to say. You're not having a conversation with me at that point. You're basically instructing me. This is the way it is. I don't care what you say. There is no nuances. Nothing no more, nothing no more, nothing no more. I don't go for that. Nobody in their right mind goes for that kind of shit. Unless you're a malfunctioning robot. So anyway, like I say, she's a libertarian comedian, and she is spicy. She is spicy. In fact, this is her latest one. Listen closely because she says it real fast. But it'll slap you in the face. Listen.
Hey guys, I just came on here to let you know that I now identify as the U.S. economy. Okay, great. Now an old rich dude's gonna fuck me. Hey guys, I just came on here to let...
Told you she was spicy. That was her latest one. In fact, she put that one on in between the time that I pulled her up and got this all prepared, and then I started playing tonight. So, but yeah, she is definitely spicy, spicy, spicy. And if you want to go and see her on TikTok, she's pretty too. She's very pretty. But her handle is the Elizabeth Duffy with a Z. And she's hilarious. She is hilarious. I like her. I like her ideas. Okay. All right. I have a poem to read you from 1988. And my question before I read this poem to you is history repeating itself? If this is any indication of what it was like back then the answer is yes. The White House clown. The embers of hope that glow today will fade to ashes in sad dismay when the votes are cast and election done on November 8th at the setting sun. And whoever wins can't change bad news. We each are pawns of the one we choose. Albeit Bush, Jackson, Dukakis, or Gore, it's the same old image that we've had before. One promises this and another that, but pull the same old rabbit from the magic hat. They honor the rich and encumber the poor, which issued script from the company store. There's no chance left in the world's saddest way to gain from a vote on election day. So why play games to coronate the one that will that will smite your trust when the race is run? Promises and lies are the crowning act. Astridge the stage, show elephant and the donkey's back. But who are we elect? But who? That's an odd word. Who are we elect as White House clown? We'll kick you hard and then the stakes are down. When the stakes are down, by Ross and Embry, I believe that is 4/18/1988. And actually, to be honest with you, it's gotten even worse since then. And it's like I said earlier, I still can't believe that people are surprised that Biden does nothing but lie. He's done nothing but lie his entire life. His entire life about everything. From schooling to how he's handled people in the press. And even up to this last thing with him claiming that this 10-year-old girl is a result of radicalized Supreme Court. Give me a break. Give me a break. All right, no phone calls today. Nobody wanted to say anything. I guess you just loved my voice or something like that. We've got another 10 minutes before I end the show. If you want to call in, now's the time. If not, that's all right too. Don't forget, I was going to say I'm going to use this last 10 minutes to plug everyone else. Don't forget, let's see, Red Dawn Radio said he's not going to do his regular show this Sunday. He's got some family business that's none of your fucking business. 451 Actual will be live tomorrow at 9 a.m. with his Big Dick Energy radio show. Watch out for DJ Vector 117. He goes on whenever he fucking feels like it. So you're going to have to watch out for whenever he goes on. He's usually rebroadcasting a bunch of our shows. I'm not real sure where yet. He never tells us where. If you're still there, tell us where. I'd love to see. Let's see. Loyal 9 is on right now with me. I believe also too Axe Truth is on with me. He comes on Mondays and Thursdays. Well, let me pull up the schedule. I'll just read the damn schedule to you. Yeah, here we go. Okay. All right. Yeah, Loyal 9 is on right now. Axe Truth is on with me right now. After I'm off the show, go and see the Drunken Rocky. He does a variety show. He shows a bunch of videos and things like that. Funny stuff, pertinent stuff. It's a fun get-together show type of thing and everything like that. It's a lot of fun. He shows a lot of good stuff like that. Let's see, crap load of these lib posters are Soros China AI bots. Yes, exactly. And of course, again, just by the way that they talk and the way that they continue to repeat the same thing, even if you're trying to get some nuance out of them or trying to get them to explain their positions to you, they just repeat the same thing like a broken record over and over again. That's how you tell they have been programmed or they're malfunctioning. The only thing I ever knew that would do anything like that, that would just repeat the same thing over and over and again, no matter how you explained it, was either a parrot, a microphone, or a tape recorder, or a malfunctioning robot. Yes, that's right, Raynoth. Drunken Rocky is on in 10 minutes. Make sure you go over and see him. Let's see, America Floats is usually on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Don't forget to... Oh, okay, I see. Lanad, 2 minutes to midnight. He's on Saturdays at... Is there a time on there? I don't see your time on there. 2 minutes to midnight in the woohoo. In the woo-woo. And of course, there's me. You see Red Dawn Radio is on Sunday and Tuesday. American Rant on Sundays at 3 Central. Yeah, 3 Central, 4 Eastern Time. He always puts on a really good show and has really great guests on with him. Let's see. And of course, don't forget Salty Cracker. And of course, also don't forget, he doesn't have this on here. I did make a suggestion for Ruguru to put on here Pastor Shadley. He has a 24-hour stream that you can go and see people and talk to people any time of the day or night. There's always somebody there to talk to you or help you out. He has a 24-hour stream, and he is I guess you could say he's the glue that keeps all of our network together. He at least is actually the one that has gotten a lot of us together and shown us and shared all of us. He's very important in our network. So, Raynoth says that the Drunken Rocky show is a decompression show. Yeah, like I say, he shows funny videos. They talk shit. They drink. They smoke. They have a good time over there and everything like that. And like I said before, I'm going to try and do weekly videos, but actually I have actually received more opportunities away from the keyboard, as people like to say it, or as in real life. That's actually going to take a little bit more time, and sometimes my videos take up to 2 to 3 days to make, just depending on everything that's going on. So I'll try to make videos like I used to, but the Saturday videos, I'm going to be sporadic with the actual videos. But I promise I will be here every Thursday night like I'm supposed to be, and every Tuesday night for the Roundtable Destruction. Right, is that what you call it? Yeah, Roundtable Destruction. And that is on Tuesday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Time and Saturday nights 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Like I say, I've got a few videos in the works, but I'm just not able to work on them as much as I used to. I would like to do more live stuff, but the away from the keyboard stuff is actually making me more money right now. So I gotta eat, and I gotta keep a roof over my head and my electricity going so that I can actually do the videos for you that I'm doing now. So I appreciate your patience in so much as that. I try to make my videos funny at the same time too. I'm not as funny, and I'm not on all the time like everyone is too. Usually a lot of my attention is now going back into the music business, which that was my original business up until 3 years ago when they shut everything down and took it all away from us for a while. Let's not let them do that again. In fact, I've been seeing and reading that they're trying and working their way into trying to lock us all down again this winter. They're trying to scare the shit out of everybody. This new variant and everything like that coming up, and all the stuff that goes along with it. Don't let them close us down again. or any of that stuff, because it just doesn't work. It really does. It's the consequences are even worse now than when they did it, but it was pretty bad when they did it, because it got rid of, or it squelched a lot of children's development, not being able to see faces and recognize faces in the first couple of years of their lives. It screwed up a lot of kids. In fact, they're complaining about the extra deaths now, and some of it is due to the virus, but a lot of it is caused by the aftermath, or the fallout of what they did for the virus too. In fact, we had heard that there was even 10 and 11-year-olds that were taking their own lives. That's unacceptable, and it's not necessary. We don't have to shut down for this stuff. If the experts are actual experts at this stuff, they'll get the shit done while we continue our lives. Okay? And if they know that they can take power from us when they make an emergency, everything's going to be a fucking emergency. And I know you know that. I know you get it. I used to work for somebody that was like that. Every little thing was an emergency. Because of the fact she wanted me there right when she said she wanted me there. Oh, I got an emergency. And I'd get there and it would usually be her forgetting to fucking plug in her damn computer or some shit. So, no. These people are not the experts. They don't know how to run our lives. Don't allow them to. If they try to take this away from us again, do not comply. Thank you, Toast. I appreciate that. Speaking or singing? Toast says that I have a great voice. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I do my best to try and keep it up, and I work hard at my music. In fact, it was very, very tough on the both of us, because music, if you know anything about being an entertainer, especially when it comes to music, it's a calling. It's something that draws you to it. It's not something, it's like a lot of people, oh yeah, I want to go into music, but you can tell the ones that aren't real serious about it. You can tell the ones that are, and that it's a calling for them. And for my husband and I, it's a calling. So losing our business over all of this was almost devastating. And it's one of the reasons why I started doing this too. I figured this was at least some entertainment. If nothing else, I wanted to be funny, but I also wanted to counteract a lot of the censorship that I was seeing going on at the time as well. So, what else? Was there anything else? No, I think I've covered everyone. I think I've what do they call it? Boosted everyone. I've told everyone to go, when to go, and everything like that. Don't forget to come see us at the Round Table Distraction on Tuesday nights. I'm there on Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, Raynoth also does that on Saturday nights. I think with some different people, some of the same people, some different people. And every once in a while, they go late enough to where when I get home, I can actually get in the chat for a few minutes before they sign off. That's how long some of them go. This last one, I don't know how long it went after I got off, but I was on for almost 4 hours on Tuesday. But we talk about what's going on, and also too, again, that's another venue if anyone else wants to get in on the conversation and let the world know the truth about what's going on with some of these shootings. In fact, it doesn't even have to be the Uvalde shooting. It can be any of the shootings. It can be any of the... Tell us what's actually happening. If you were on the ground there, if you were one of the parents, give us your story. You deserve to be heard. Everyone does. All right, guys. Thank you so much for the library coins. Thank you so much for the donations. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure that you share. I will repost this on my channel if you didn't get to see it all, or if you want to use part of it for your videos, or anything that I've said, or anything that everybody has permission to use my work. It's open source, if you will. I'm not copyrighted or anything like that. I'm not actually even big enough to copyright anything like that. I actually am waiting for somebody to meme me. I know I look like somebody, and I know I've said things that are memeable. I'm not a good memer, but everybody else is. And if you can meme Salty, you can meme just about anybody. Toast says, music industry is so manipulated by cable mafia. Used to play professional, but saw the evil and played bar bands with friends. Much more fun. Well, actually, all professionals don't necessarily have to be in the music industry. In fact, I've been indie all my life, and actually, for the last, I guess you could say, almost 8 years before the lockdowns and all that other stuff, we played professionally, and we just played at the nightclubs. In fact, I'm now, since I've had my heart attack, I can't do smoky bars anymore, so we concentrate on the entertainment, the dinner and a show restaurants, the casinos, any place that's non-smoking, and of course corporate and private shows, which actually pay way more money than the dive bars and the nightclubs. So we actually were able to make a living. We were making almost $75,000 a year just doing music. We played maybe 5 nights a week, sometimes with a band, sometimes without a band. That's not a bad take for an indie musician. Nobody really ever bothered us. In fact, the companies that actually handle all of that stuff, they charge the nightclubs and the places that actually provide the entertainment, not the entertainers yet. Thank goodness. All right, we appreciate, once again, I appreciate y'all being here. I think that while I'm downloading this, if I can, usually I get it buffers while I'm downloading because I've got such shitty internet. I'm probably going to be going over to Axe Truth. I love his show, and I'm always honored when he joins us on the round table. He's got some great insights, and because of his orientation, he can actually teach us about what's actually going on with those situations and in that community as well, because you know damn well that the media is not telling us the truth about these folks. I mean, I know enough of them to know that. So I'm glad he's telling the truth and like it is from that community, and he actually is also finding out the truth from that community. We need people of all kinds to let us know what the actual news is. And that's what's happening with people, not what they're telling us on the talking heads, Fox News, CNN, all those others. So, yes, we're real people doing a real job and trying to get the real truth out there. And we appreciate all of your support. We appreciate all of your shares. We appreciate you being there. And we hope that we help you to get through your days and nights with a lot of this lying and bullshit. All right, so I'll be here, like I say, I'll be here next Thursday, of course, as usual, for my live show, Talk to Me America, where the world wants to know what you have to say. So call me and tell them like it is. And also, I'll be at the Round Table Distraction on Tuesday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. What would that make it? 7 p.m., I believe, avocado time. So until next time, I'm gonna tell you guys what I tell my live audience from now on. In fact, it's like be safe out there and be excellent to one another. Let me see, where is this? So many things on my screen here. And until next time, AMF.